How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Alex, maybe just start with a lot of the players. Gerard saying it too about a fast start. How important it would be for this week, but also is it a little bit easier maybe from an offensive side now that Drake has a game under his belt?
Yeah, I think so. I think just getting him comfortable in his first start was most important for us. We have to start faster. It's been bad this year. We put a lot of time and effort into the first 15, and we haven't gotten that done yet. So always an emphasis to start fast, and hopefully that'll start paying off some of the work we've done in practice.
Alex, Drake popped up on the injury report yesterday. Is there any concern about that or his availability?
Yeah, I'm not concerned. That's for the head coach and trainers, but looked good to me yesterday as he worked.
The other thing we talked about last week was the end of the second quarter in this past game. Better results. I was curious if you felt like that was a result of anything you change or just better execution on the field.
I think better execution. I think having the opportunity when they play man coverage outside in a 2-minute drill. Even though Stingley's an excellent corner, I thought Drake put up a great ball, and Booty did a nice job of squeezing him at the red line and getting back in the phase and made a great play. But that's what we're looking for in those 2-minute drives. Obviously, we want to end the ball in the half with the ball in our hands. If not, definitely points, and that was a plus for us. As one of the highlights of the day.
Does Drake's athleticism unlock maybe a few more things in the playbook that maybe you couldn't use in the first 5 weeks?
Sure, absolutely. When you have a quarterback that's young and mobile, you could use him in different ways, for sure.
Coach, Kayshon Boutte, it seems like he's doing more and more every week. Can you speak to what you've seen from him behind the scenes and what he's done to earn that role?
He's a guy that, we were not, I wouldn't say down on, but we didn't see him as a starter early through camp. And as he continued to work, I think the biggest thing with Boutte was his the way he approached practice. Like he really put his hard hat on and went out and did great work, not just for us, but also for the scout team. His attitude was excellent, and he wanted to get on the field, and he earned the right to do that. I'm so proud of him for his perseverance. We were on him early, and he responded well, so it's good to see him having some productivity.
Alex, can you clarify if Drake's injury happened during the game, or was it something that occurred during practice?
I don't want to discuss injuries. I never will, so I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Do you think, Alex, I know you said you're not concerned, but is there any chance what he's dealing with right now might impact you in terms of the kinds of plays you can call, in terms of maybe?
We'll see as we go down through the course of the week, but right now, I think he's probably precautionary. I think we feel good about where he is right now.
Alex, Drone said yesterday it was in consideration to move Mike back to right tackle. Does it look like that's probably going to be the way things are going?
We'll see. We're still working through all that. I think if we do that, it'll be our 7th out of 7 games. The lineup changes up front. We'd love to get some continuity with those guys. That's a key piece of all the success, whether it's pass protection or the run blocking. Having those guys beside each other week after week helps. We'll go through the week. We have options, and we'll see where we end at the end of the week.
Alex, you've been around a lot of players in your time in the league. Just demeanor-wise, how would you describe Drake? What he's like in the meeting room, in the locker room if you're in there?
Yeah.
How would you describe him?
Just very natural. I think he's a natural leader. He's a great studier, very intelligent guy that can ask great questions in the meeting rooms. He's everything you'd want in a young quarterback. And again, I think sitting and watching the preparation of Jacoby for the first 5 weeks was a big piece of that. Seeing how the quarterback room operates at the pro level, the questions that need to be asked, the concerns, the comments throughout the week. I think that just helped build up his inventory of how to go through meetings and ask the questions that he needs to get answered. But very impressive with his approach. He studies hard at night. You can tell that. When you call a new play on a Wednesday practice, he's already digested the verbiage and can spit it out easily, so I know he's putting the work in. You get texts throughout the course of the evening on certain looks. What's this mean here when they do this, or what do I need to do in this look? So I know he's putting the time in.
Like a youthful energy, like thinking about 50, he's 22.
Sure.
Do you feel a youthful energy?
Absolutely, yeah. He's a young pup, he's 22 years old. My daughter's 22 and 25. So, I have to put that in perspective. He's still young. He does have that youthfulness to him. But again, from a pro approach, he's doing it the right way of getting himself ready each week.
A lot of people have talked about they wanted to start him right away. From what you've seen from where he was in week 1 to week now, 7, right? How different is he?
Different, completely different. We had a period yesterday, again, another start fast period against our defense, good on good in the red zone. I didn't give him an answer for a zero blitz look that the defense presented, and he got himself out of trouble with the right protection adjustment and the route change and threw a touchdown. So for me, that wow, okay, he can get in there and he can protect himself. He knows the calls he needs to make. So I don't know if we'd have gotten that done in week 1.
Circling back to Keisha, he's not the biggest guy. It's not like physically overwhelming. Like it doesn't seem like he runs a 4.340. What is it that he's done well that's impressed you to get him on the field and get looks and get open?
Yeah, I think it's his route running ability. He has a knack for separating in man coverage. I think he's a good start and stop guy. Obviously, he can go deep. You saw that in the game the other day. And then his ball skills. Catches the ball very cleanly. I can't even remember a drop he's had in our time together. So very good with the ball skills and creating separation at the top of the route.
With Jalen Polk, Gerard was saying earlier this week that he thinks he kind of has to get over a mental hump. Do you see it that same way with Jalen? What's he have to do to get over that mental hump and start getting dependable?
Yeah, I think success always gets you over that. He had a couple drops in the game, uncharacteristic of him. He's a rookie. They're all young guys right now. Just got to figure a way to overcome that and, get back to focusing on what he can do well. And that's a lot of things. So a lot of times you put a lot of pressure on these young guys when they come into play, especially right away as a rookie. And, he needs to understand that we're asking him to do that because he can't do it. And I think, as he has success moving forward, the drops I don't see that as an issue. But it's tough. It's hard for any rookie to come in. And we put a lot on him. We ask him to do a lot, highlight him a lot as the number one in our progressions. So there's a lot on his plate right now. So finding ways to spread that responsibility around to other guys, maybe lighten the load on him a little bit. But he's going to make plays for us as the year goes on. There's no question in my mind.
And Coach, kind of adding to that, Jalen Polk mentioned that I think it was something about he doesn't feel like he's got limited, in what he can do. I know he's been playing a lot of X, and pre-draft he seemed more like a Z slot kind of guy. So I was wondering, from your perspective, why has he kind of been in that role, and is that something that you see for him long term?
We're trying to find the best guys we can put out there right now, the 3 guys that work best together, and that combination, just like the O-line, could change week to week positionally as well. Thought he'd give us the best chance at X to win in one-on-one matchups, especially on the 3-by-1 sets when you're isolated on the weak side. But he can do great things in the slot as well, the Z as well. He's a very smart guy. He can play multiple positions. So for us as a staff, it's just trying to find the pieces and which ones work best together and how to use those guys with their skill sets in mind to be most successful.
As you mentioned the offensive line, what do you like about what you're seeing with Drake May and Ben Brown at center right now?
Yeah, Ben, he was a highlight for us on Sunday. The guy just came in for a few days, took a red eye in, had an hour's sleep before the Thursday practice, picked it up quickly. Credit to the O-line coaches, Coach Peters and Coach Kugler. They met with him multiple times throughout the course of Saturday at the hotel late night for meetings, and he really stepped up and did well. So, we'll see where it goes moving forward, but really proud of him. I think there's a good relationship there between those two. In the short time they've been together, he's a good communicator. Drake's a good communicator, so I see it as a good fit.
Question about helping tackles.
Mm-hmm.
So, like last week, they had 2 guys that are younger, developmental type playing tackle. Within the scheme, how much of a challenge is that? How much flexibility is there for you to say, look, I got to help them more? Right. Or is that hard for you to do based on what you want to execute?
It's hard. It is. It definitely is challenging. Understanding that you got to drop back and give those guys help. The premier pass rushers on the edge. I don't know if we'll see 2 better than last week. These guys this week are really good too. So everybody has edge rushers. As we continue to grow, at the tackle position, we can take some of that help off as they seem to get. And they're protecting well. But there are courses and times in that game where you're going to have to. Hey, you guys got to protect because we might be in a 2-minute mode. We can't always help. So there might be a handful, 6, 8 plays during the game that they're not going to get help, and that's when they have to be at their best.
Alex, you talked about, week 1 to week 5. Now that you have a body of work on film with him, how much does that help you going forward, game planning and strength-wise, and what you think he does well when he needs to work on things like that?
Yeah, it definitely helps. I think you saw us throw the ball more vertically in this past game. Had some big plays to pop that were down the field. The go ball out at the end of the half. It opens up some more things. I think that one of the strengths, you always play to your guys' strengths, and one of Drake's strengths is pushing the ball down the field with accuracy.
Thank you very much, Alex.
All right, guys, thank you.